The deserts of Saudi Arabia may be considered as a historical symbol of the rich yet isolated culture of one of the biggest countries in the Middle East. The eastern province of Dhahran is located beside the flat desert plain with a width of 80 kilometers and a length of 1,200 kilometers, covering a distance from the north of the Kuwaiti border to the Rub al-Khali in the south, which is the largest desert in the world. The secluded socio-cultural existence of Saudi Arabians is heavily attributed to the country's devout religious heritage rooted in Islam. Saudi Aramco is a fully integrated global petroleum enterprise and a world leader in exploration and producing, refining, distribution, shipping and marketing of oil. It is the world's largest oil-producing company. The company has built 123 schools in the eastern province, serving some 54,000 Saudi and other resident children. From dry desert to the cool ocean breeze, it is in this socio-culturally diverse Aramco community that we find the focus of this program: the returning student dependents of Saudi Aramco employees.
Good morning, I'm here for my final interview with Mr. Getzinger, the guidance counselor of the Management Academy.
The international schools in the Saudi Aramco residential camps play host to a diverse multinational student and faculty population. While roaming inside the school hallways, the fact that 62% of students are Americans and 27% are Europeans becomes all the more evident.
Aramco Schools has really undergone a significant change in the past 3 years. Prior to 3 years ago, we had 7 different nationalities, and we had a much more homogeneous group. Most of the predominant nationality in our student body was from the United States. Second group was Canada. And then we had maybe 1 student from this country, 2 or 3 students from Jordan, 2 or 3 students from Lebanon, and 2 or 3 students from the Philippines, and so forth and so on. Now, of course, we in 3 years we have changed significantly. We're a much more diverse student body. As I said earlier, we're 27 different nationalities, wow, which is phenomenal, and our population has grown dramatically. We do have the practice of immersion. Everything is taught in English, so students who come into our program are immersed in the English language continuously. They are associating with kids who, students that have a more Western American orientation. Our faculty, all of our teachers are either American or Canadians. So I think we certainly bring that to this mix as well, because of our backgrounds. I don't think that there's anything that we do that's necessarily overt in terms of having them watch television or exposing them, but they're exposed to an American curriculum, an American school with American Canadian teachers. They enjoy the full range of athletic experiences. They are involved in our extracurricular activities like student council, which is modeled after obviously the democratic method that we pursue in the West, in the United States in particular. They're involved in National Junior Honor Society, which is a society that was, of scholars, which is based upon the U.S. model. So everything is fully integrated, in that fashion. So I think the students pick up, on our culture and our traditions, very easily. Plus, students talk to kids. I mean, kids are learning their language really quickly because everybody's speaking English. Everybody's trying to use English. Do the kids from Venezuela and Colombia who speak Spanish as their mother tongue, do they sit together?
Yes, I was about to ask.
Yeah,
you
do they
that.
sit together at nutrition break?
Yes.
Sometimes they do. Or do they talk to each other in Spanish? Sometimes they do. Probably they do because that's what they feel more at home with, and we do not discourage that. We that we do not have any kind of United Nations celebration. Nothing that says United Nations on it. We might have an international day.
Oh, yes. Something
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
We might have a Middle East feast, where we, celebrate Middle Eastern cuisine. We might have an international day where, students are, want to celebrate their country's culture here.
Ethnic diversity is eminent in Aramco schools, but this conglomeration of races does not necessarily mean there is an equal exposure to all cultures of the student population.
No, we call it ISG the mom now.
ISG
ISG is International Schools Group.
I saw my picture down the
Yeah.
hall.
Everybody still knows it by the Rahima Academy.
When cliques of the same nationality or group outside the classroom but are still on school grounds speak their own native language, does the school administration and faculty encourage it?
No, we don't. They have to speak in English. Yeah, sorry, they have to speak in English. If they don't, then we have a demerit system there. Like if we see them speaking in some other languages apart from the global language period, we do 2 demerits every time we can. We are not very strict, but if I go around the corridors, they themselves know. If they see me coming, they start speaking in English, and they're really scared. And then once I go, then they start speaking in Arabic again. But languages are offered as curriculums. A part of curriculum, we've got a global language curriculum. And in there, we've got like 4 or 5 languages being taught to this, but we don't have special clubs there. We have Arabic, English as a foreign language also we offer to all the students who are not native English speakers. That we call it EAL. And then Filipino language is there, Hindi, Urdu, and Arabic, and special Arabic also. It's like being in a Muslim country, we usually only have holidays on Eid because in Saudi Arabia. But we do respect the holidays of other religions as well. For Christmas, it's in winter vacation, so the Christians do get their holidays for Christmas. But unfortunately, the Filipinos, the Indians, and these other people who celebrate some other occasions, if we know that occasion is there, the children are supposed to wish the others in the class. The teachers encourage that. Sometimes they write an article, or sometimes a writer's craft is on that, because there used to be a United Nations Day. It used to be a global language day sort of. Everybody used to dress up in their culture and they used to speak about them. But as the years progressing and our strength is getting more, it's getting a little less now, what I feel. But when I joined in the school in Rahim, this ISG the mom, there used to be a lot of activities like this: International Day, United Nations Day, and Global Language Day. But now they have, I don't know why they have, it's becoming a lot of conflicts caused by parents, because, like, for example, we used to celebrate Halloween. And then we got lots of letters from Muslim parents saying that this is not in our culture, we don't want you to do this. These some of the religious reasons, and being in Saudi Arabia, you have to respect the Muslim culture there. So few of the things stopped because of that also. And if, for example, they are doing some Indian festival or Hindi festival, then even the Muslims or the Christians did not want their children to learn that. You can go on that side if you want. So they'll all be coming out now.
How many children have you raised in Saudi Arabia?
Saudi Arabia, six.
Six children. Many.
But born in Saudi Arabia are four, and then the two are born in the Philippines. But I all raised them in Saudi Arabia.
So most of your children went to school in an international school, right?
International school.
How would you say was the language atmosphere in your home, Tita? Were you bilingual, or would you say that you were speaking mostly in English or Filipino in the house?
Mostly in English, yeah.
In the house. So
They are not really exposed to see the watching Filipino movies, and then watching Filipino television, Filipino programs like that.
So in your home, Tita, do you celebrate any special Filipino traditions?
We don't. We don't.
Basically, the exposure of the Filipino culture to your 6 children
Yeah.
when they were growing up is limited to the Western.
The Western. Most of the time, crying. They don't know, Mommy, I cannot understand what you're saying. And the thing is, they don't see the actual thing. You see, like vegetable, no? The vegetable, they doesn't know.
Halimbawa, Tita, when you talk about, let's say, ano bang mga gulay sa Pilipinas na hindi nakikita
Yung
dito?
mga ampalaya. Yung mga ampalayang yun, hindi nila kilala. What is that ampalaya namin? Yeah. I have to show them. Yung mga luya, hindi nila alam.
For example, the Bahay Kubo song.
They don't know that yung mga ano.
When because di ba, Tita, they teach that in the Filipino subjects. And when Kurt or when your other children were learning that song, did you really have to go and look for the vegetables?
They're asking, Mommy, where is the sitaw there? Where is I think there is patola, like that.
Now, students coming from the international schools, basically, when they enrolled in our institution, we offered the modular program. Now, there is a modular program that is being designed to these international school students in a way that they can cope up with our DepEd curriculum. Because International Philippine School in Alcoa is using the DepEd curriculum, the basic curriculum. So all the subjects that are being offered in the Philippines are the same subjects that are being offered at International Philippine School.
What are the typical problems that these students encounter in terms of socialization? Is there any sense of isolation from the rest of the students in the school?
Not exactly, because our students are also using English as their medium. So they can communicate fluently with these international students. So they can mingle, they can play with them, they can communicate, and they are being befriended by the Filipino students. They are not isolated actually.
So basically what happens here is the easiest way for them to learn Filipino is if they learn English first.
Yes. Honestly, even for most students here, Filipino is a difficult subject for them, especially if they were born here. Kasi they're not familiar with even yung mga simple words na ginagamit sa atin. Kasi they don't use it here eh. Kasi katulad tayo, kami, we talk in English most of the time. And we have the video of instructions in English. So yung ibang terms na ginagamit in their Filipino books, hindi sila talaga familiar. So kahit estudyante na namin, nahihirapan pa rin sa Filipino subject. So how much more pa yung talagang totally zero.
Saudi Arabia is a haven for national diversity. Socio-cultural influences play an important role in molding returning students to become effective communicators, whether in English or Filipino. Inside the classroom or outside, it is inevitable that students of all nationalities become one in culture and language under the burning sun of Saudi Arabia.